What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video back here on the channel. And today we are going to be making a farm. The farm I'm going to be making and showing you guys how to make today's video is a quad chunk slime farm. I see a lot of these on YouTube, normally just showing you how to do the one chunk slime farm, but with this quad chunk it's almost 4 times as efficient, if not exactly 4 times as efficient. I haven't done the math really, but basically the first thing we're going to need to do is find 4 slime chunks right next to each other, and to do that I would recommend using Chunkbase. So if you head on over to chunkbase.com/apps, then you will find this page where you are greeted with a bunch of different stuff. The one we're looking for today is slime chunk. You click on that, enter your world seed right in here. This is the seed that I'm using for today's video. Then you have to look for 4 slime chunks next to each other, and it can't be something like this. Like you can see these 4 kind of next to each other, but they all have to be touching. Something like this, but with an extra one here. So if we zoom out, oh, there's one right here. So we can go to that one. There's probably more in the world if like that one's no good. Yeah, there's like one here, and I'm sure I can find plenty more. But this one is good enough for this world because I've already looked at it, and that's where I filmed the intro. So let's head on over there and begin building this farm. Okay, so before you head on over, you're going to want to identify which exact chunks they are. And you can do that by looking down here when you hover over a chunk. So as you can see, I'm hovering over here. It says 1719. I move 1718, 1717, or negative 1717. But you get the picture. If I head on over to these, you can see it's 2116, 2115, 2215, 2216. So those are the ones we are going to have to look for. Okay, so now that we're back here, the way to identify the chunks is with these over here. So I believe it was 2216 one of them was. So we got 22 already, and F3 and G to pull up the chunks. You can clearly see that we are in 2218, and as soon as we go past this, we'll be in 22 something, 2217. So we need 16, 15, and these ones as well, I believe. A way to check it is by using the bounding box mod, which I have. So if I just click B, you can see all the slime chunks are highlighted in green, and these are the 4 that I need. Now the next step, once you locate your chunks, is to dig a hole down to bedrock. This is probably the most annoying part, apart from maybe spawn proofing. But this is fairly simple. If you have a beacon, just get your beacon here, haste 2, then just dig down all the way to bedrock. It's time consuming but very straightforward. So just dig your way down to bedrock, and obviously I wouldn't recommend just doing one strip at a time like I'm doing right now. But what I would recommend is doing something like say 3 layers at a time. That's probably what I'd do. Like maybe 2, then just with instant mine in survival you'll be able to just clear it out in no time. Well, it would still take a while, but you get the picture. So once you clear out all those chunks, then you can actually get started to build the farm. Okay, so once you are done your hole, you're going to want to go to the center of the 4 chunks and just pick one of the 4 blocks. So I just picked this one because why not? And basically this is where your iron golem's going to be. I would just put a block here just to identify what it is. This is my blue wool. And then you're going to want to count out 16. So if I just break these, I'll count it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then this edge one would be 16. And basically what that's for is to show where the slimes will be in range. So if I spawn one here, it will die because it's suffocated maybe? I don't really know. Okay, apparently. Let's try that again. Here we go. So as you can see, it's not seeing that guy on this green wall. But if it's on the line, it will start going towards that iron golem. So basically what I would recommend doing is drawing out this circle. So basically what I'll do is just take the measurements here. I'll go to a different side that doesn't have lava flowing. Here we go. So basically just go 16 out from one side and then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out. So it would be in the middle. Is that the middle? Yeah. Go out 4 each side. That's a total of 9. Then pick one side. Go 2, 2, 2, 1. And then basically copy that, but kind of on 90 degrees. So 9, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 9, and then just keep doing that. Just basically do a circle. And if you need help with that, you can just leave a comment in the comment section, and I can explain that in a bit more detail. Also, there's online circle tools that you can use that can also help you. So basically, once you've got that circle, I would recommend doing that out of a different block than this, but something that you're not going to use your floor. So then, once you've done that, pick a block for your floor. I'm going to use iron blocks, because that's, why not? Then basically, everywhere between your blue wall and your green wall, or whatever blocks you've chosen, put iron blocks. And these are going to be your spawning platforms for your slimes. And everywhere on these iron blocks, slimes will be able to spawn and then go towards the iron golem, because they'll be able to see the iron golem from there. So that then just do this, and then we can get on with the next part. Okay, so once you're done with your floor, it should look something like this. And the reason I have changed this out for blackstone bricks is because you have to actually pick a block that has a slab variant. I forgot to mention that. Just make sure you do that. So anything that has a slab variant. These can also be slabs. They don't have to be full blocks. But I just chose to make these bottom ones full blocks. They can just be the topside slabs. So prismarine if you want. Oak stairs if you want. Stairs rather. Slabs. Yeah, just basically anything that has a slab variant. So then what you're going to want to do is section off this. So basically from the bottom layer, just build out your circle that you identified. It would be much easier if you did identify it, or if you just build this blackstone or whatever material you've chosen. Inside that circle, just go one out and then build a wall all the way back up to the surface. Basically, the height of all this. And then this is for, the reason for doing this wall is because if the slimes somehow don't see this guy straight away or spawn on the edge, they might be able to fall off and die and not go towards your killing chamber, which is obviously not good. So basically just build this wall up. You don't have to build it up yet. You can build it up once we've got all the layers in, but just basically you're going to have to do that eventually. I'm going to do it once I've got all my layers in, because that way I know how high to build it. So now we want to set up all of our different layers. And the way to do that is basically count 2 blocks here. So we got 1, 2, and then a half. So 1, 2 half slab, and then place this on the top of the block. So as you can see, if we have a block next to it, it's on the top of that. And basically this is the height of your next platform. And then basically just fill in the entire circle, mirroring what you have down below. And then basically, again, 2 up, or I would just recommend doing 3 like that, place it next to it, then doing another circle, and you're just going to have to keep going up until you get to level 40. So this is not even halfway yet, so we'll keep going and see how many platforms we can get, and I'll tell you how many platforms it ends up being. Okay, so if you've done it right, every 2 blocks, then the top side, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 layers, including this bottom one that's already built. So these are going to have to be entirely slabs. These can't be full blocks, otherwise the big slimes can't spawn because they need 2.04 of a block to spawn. So then by making it 2.5 blocks, that gives it enough room for the big slimes to spawn. Whereas if you did it like this, that's only 2 blocks and it's not enough. So basically just do it like this, 12 platforms, and the top one should be at Y level of 39, there you go, 39. And then basically just fill it all in with whatever material you're using, and then that should be pretty much it for the flooring. Then we're going to have to get working on the lure, so the iron golems, and what takes them all the way up to your killing platform. Something else I forgot to mention is you have to light up these platforms because otherwise other mobs will be able to spawn. And the good thing about slimes, they can spawn in any light level in the slime chunks. So that means if we light this up, that it's not enough for other mobs to spawn, these slimes will still spawn. So basically the layout I would do is what I've got here. I'll show you how to do that if I just go up. If I get my middle block just to signify. Basically what you do is find the middle and the edge, place a torch. Do the same on the other side, middle edge, and middle edge. There we go. Then basically, if you don't have this mod, just count 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, then place a torch. Then do that on all sides. 6, place a torch. 6, place a torch. 6, place a torch. Then you can see that we got the same on all sides. And you can see that we need lighting over this area. So basically find this like 1 block, so it's 9, 2, 2, 2, 1, and then same on going from the other side. So just place it on that 1, and then go 1, 2, 3, place it here, and then place it on this 2 here. So the first 2, and then there, and then do the same on all the other sides. It's definitely worth getting this mod if you can as well, by the way, because you can do a lot of stuff, spawning spheres, see light levels. I use them mostly for light levels, but yeah, if you can get this mod, it's called the mini HUD mod. Definitely worth it in my opinion. But then once you get here, you're going to have to go 3 more, so 1, 2, 3, place another one, and then do the same on all sides, just like this, and then your platform is completely lit. And now you can build all the other ones. Okay, so once you are done with all your platforms, this is what it should look like. 12 layers, each identical to each other, and looks like we already got some slime spawning. That's nice. This guy's going to fall off the edge, which is an prime example of why you need the walls. And at this point you can actually put in the walls, so it doesn't have to be out of stone, but by clearing all this area out, I imagine you have a bunch of stone if you kept it all. So just pile up the stone all the way up to the top level. So I would build it up to at least here. So 3 above, the slime shouldn't be able to go any higher. If you want to be extra safe, just maybe go 5. They should definitely not be able to get there. Then just do the same for each and every side. So wherever this green wool is, go up to that level. And then you've wall should be completely done, and you can get to work on the middle section that brings all the slimes to one central point. Okay, so this is what it should look like after you have done the walls. And yeah, it just basically got walls on each side of the blackstone all the way down to the bottom. And if your bottom layer has something like stone mixed in between it, that means things can still spawn here. So either place like a slab on top of it, light it up, or you can just fill this entire area with stone just to make it look a bit better if you want. But I think it's alright just to leave it with torches or slabs, because that'll just mean less resources and more you can take home with you for other projects. Okay, so now that we've done all this, we can get to actually getting the slimes to a central point. And first of all, we're going to want to put in a bit of a central kind of column around this blue wool. So you're going to need to get walls of any kind. I'm going to use sandstone, and fences of any kind. I'm going to use oak. And then around here, just place the walls on each corner like that. And then the fences just right next to, in between these ones, and it would be next to the wool. And then just do that all the way up, because this is where you're going to place your iron golems. You can also, if you want, start spawning in the iron golems as you go up. So if we get some iron blocks and carved pumpkins, then just as you're going up, you can spawn them in. It is a bit troublesome though, because I don't think you can have any blocks connecting to it. There we are. So once you spawn it in, you're going to have to place these guys back in and then just build around him. You can do this before or go around after. If you're doing it after, that just means you're going to have to break a few blocks and scaffold and stuff around this pillar. But if you're going to put it in as you go along, that just means slimes are going to start coming for them. So you might have to be a bit careful about that. And that also means you might have a bit of trouble placing blocks around the golems. But for the most part, I think it should be relatively straightforward. So if you do it something like this, then just like that. Oh, I think I might have pushed him out of the way. Careful you don't do that. Just push him back in there. And then just do something like this. It should be relatively fine. Yeah, there he is, moved away a bit again. But I should be able to push him back in relatively easily. Just something like this. There we are, that he should be back in. But yeah, it's really up to you which order you want to do this in. I think I might go back around to do this, just because it's been a bit hard to place around them. And I think it'll just be easier to break blocks, and then instead of trying to place blocks around this guy, I just break the blocks. Also, the height you put the new iron golems at is just above their heads. So as soon as you can place a block above their heads, that's where your next one goes. But anyway, I'm going to put this pillar up and then spawn all the iron golems in. And the height you want this pillar to go is about 24 above this first level. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. You can go higher if you want, just in case, and I think I might. So I'm going to go 30, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. There we go. I'm going to make it go that high. Just the reason you need it at 24 is because hostile mobs won't spawn within 24 blocks within you, so you got to make sure you're 24 blocks away from the highest platform, so the slimes will spawn there. And then the reason I went a bit higher is just to give myself a bit of room to work around stuff, and like, because you never know, like, you might go a bit lower accidentally and I always leave a bit of room for error, so it's up to you whether you just want to go the 24, go the 30, or go somewhere in between, I guess. But don't go too high, otherwise the mobs won't spawn at the bottom. You have to make sure you're not 128 higher away from the bottom, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, just make sure you're around those numbers, and you can play anywhere in between those numbers. Okay, so now that this is done, you can go around and put the iron golems in now. And I'm just going to show you how to do that this way around. So basically what I would do is knock out these around. You're going to have to do that anyway because there's going to be water columns going here. So either way, these three are going to have to be knocked out on every side. So yeah, I'll just do that now so you can easily maneuver around these iron golems. And this is the bottom one. But yeah, just knock out these three on either side. You can knock out the corner one as well if you want, just to maneuver around a bit better. And then just use dirt or scaffolding if you want. I'll just recommend something that you can break nice and easily. And then just like, we've already done these first few, but if I just pile up high enough, if you're in survival, then find your platform, put two like this. I believe you'll have to get rid of that one, the one behind it, this one, this one, this one, and this one. I'm not sure if you have to get rid of, you have to get rid of these, I think, as well. And these, maybe. And place it in the right place, there we go. And then just, you should be able to nice and easily place these around the guy. And then you can just, well, this one I can probably step on the platform. But you could just use your dirt to scaffold around them as well if you want. And if it's easier for you, you could also leave the platforms for until you do this. But if you've already done the platforms, then you can still certainly do this. But yeah, just basically go put all the iron golems in now, and then we can move on to putting the water columns in. Okay, so you don't want to put iron golems all the way up to the top. I would stop around here. You could probably get away with stopping at this one, but I just put an extra one just in case. So that's about how many you want to do. So there's no need to go all the way to the top because you just don't need to go any further than this. So then at this stage, now we can put in the water columns. And it's going to have to be the soul sand columns, the bubble columns. But I would not put in the soul sand just yet because, well, actually you can, because they're not all going to be source blocks yet. So you can put in the soul sand. So just put in 3 soul sand on either side. And you should have direct skylight to those, because you would have broken those 3 as you were going around. But if not, break them now. But then basically what you're going to want to do is get fence gates of any type and basically put it around in this kind of orientation. You don't have to do these fence gates this way, it can be this way. But, you know, just OCD, I like it this way. And then just like that, and then like that. And like that. And make sure they're all open. Otherwise the slime won't be able to get through them. And the reason we do this is to enclose the water, but the slimes can still see the iron golems through there. And they will go here, and then they'll be sucked on all the way up. And they will be able to get to our killing chamber that way. But basically, now this is a very annoying process, but you're going to have to take these all the way up. So what I would do is just, again, get dirt or something. Then just kind of go like this. Just place it like this. Just keep going around like that. And remember, as you go along, to open them, it's just easier this way. Or you could start opening them as you're, like, say if you went all the way up, place them all, open them, and then on your way down, you can open them. But it's really up to you. Just make sure they're all placed and all open. However you do it, that's your choice. Okay, so once you put all your fence gates in, it should look something like this. Doesn't matter of the orientation or which way the fence gates are open, but it should look something like this. Now at that point, you're going to want to get some water. I have misspelled. There we go. And basically just get some blocks. Place the blocks one underneath the top, and then place them all with water sources. You don't need to place that middle one. That will just fill from the two sides. And then just break the blocks and they will go underneath. And the reason you can't just place water straight onto these is because they will get waterlogged and you have them placed in the wrong place and bad stuff will happen. So don't do that. Also, don't worry if this happens, that just happens. It's not a bad thing. Alright, so then once you put all your water in, it should look like this. Then you can break all your other stuff. And then you are done with that. Now, at this point, you can either put in the kelp first, and then build the other stuff that we got to do up here, or build the other stuff first, and then put in the kelp. And I think I'm going to build the stuff up here first, because once we put in the kelp, that means slimes are going to start coming up, which we do not want quite yet. It's not like a bad thing that they come up, but if they do start coming up, that means that we will be interrupted and have a bad time while building it. So if you're in survival, I would definitely recommend building the stuff up here first. And to build the stuff up here that I have been talking about, you first of all have to place some blocks here. I'm going to use black stone because that's what I've been using everywhere else. So let's place some black stone in these corners. And then place some blocks right here. Actually, these fence gates. These gotta be fence gates. And then, actually no, they don't have to be fence gates, do they? Because they will just go straight up. So these can just be normal blocks. And then just kind of build around like this. And the water flows 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this will be the block where the water will stop. So just do something like this. And yeah, it should look like this. Then we're going to place water on these edge blocks. So like this. And you can notice that the water stops going there. And the way to fix that is by blocking off these here. So if we just block all this off. Oh, see, we're already being interrupted by slimes. Imagine we did the kelp. But if we block these off, the water should be able to flow nice and easily straight over everything. Or apparently just get locked here. So if we then also replace these with some blocks, then we should be good. There we go, I think. Alright, now we redo the water and we should hopefully have no issues. There we go. Now, once we destroy all this stuff and place the original blocks back in, there should be no problems because we've already done all this and it's just a matter of replacing it and it won't ruin what we've already done. And also you can keep this block here because that just means that slimes can't fall back down there. And also, if you're worried about your iron golems drowning, they won't because they just don't drown. So, yeah, don't be worried about that in case you got water down in there. But basically, now that what you want to get is something like this, which will take your slimes over down to this spot we're going to be building here. But first of all, before we do that, we're going to want to kill the big slimes that spawn. And to do that, all you got to do is place a layer of fence gates above here. And we're going to be placing lava on top of that. But first, I would do this. So it's going to be too high like that. So this basically prevents the big slimes from being able to go down to this next section. Actually just build it one back like that, so we can place the fence gates there also. So basically go too high on every side, and then we're going to be placing lava at that level. So one above the water, you're going to want to place your fence gates, then you're going to want to open them, and then you're going to want to place lava on top of that. But you can wait to place the lava until the very last thing you do, because lava can be pretty dangerous, and I do not like working around lava. Don't know about the rest of you, but yeah, I would just wait to put the lava in until the very last moment. So basically now you gotta open these, and then we can get to working on the killing area, because what this does is eliminates the massive slimes and then puts the medium and small ones through to here, and then they will go towards an area where we can kill them with our swords. Okay, so now that we're down here, we can get some hoppers, because we're going to want to send stuff to a bit of a storage system. I'm not going to make a big storage system, just a bit of temporary stuff, but yeah, you can do whatever you want for that. But basically, we're going to want to have something like this in the corner here. So basically fill in the platform 4 wide, and then have something like this in the corner, so 3 up. And this is where we're going to want some hoppers. So say we got our storage system here, we're going to want hoppers heading into those. It's possible for drops to get to here, so just place stuff around like this. I would just place a few around just in case. This should do us. And then basically from there, just block off all the sides so the water doesn't flow over. And then we should be able to put water in from there. So if we place water there, all the slimes should be going this way, and then make their way over to here. If we place one here, I think it should still work. No, not quite as well, so just place the one. Yeah, that should do us. It'll make it all the slimes go here, and if they're jumping around too much, then you might want to push this back one, just so you can kill them before they start jumping around too much. And I think I might do that just in case. So we're going to want the sandstones here, and then let's just put an extra hopper here, here, and here. This is where our chest was supposed to be. Geez, where's all our loot going? Alright, I'm gonna redo these hoppers because I've messed it up now. But basically, we'll put it into there. Have hoppers going here, 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 and here. Then all the slimes should go to here, where they will get killed. And also, at this stage, you gotta put up some walls here, so the slimes don't jump out. Also, you can just extend this roof just so you have a roof on it. You don't need it, but I would just do it in case any other mobs decide to pay a visit. So that can't happen now. Now, at this stage, you gotta put in the kelp. So just get yourself some kelp and go over to these water streams, go all the way down to the bottom, and start piling up some kelp. This is to make all these source blocks, and then allow all the slimes to start flowing upwards. And at this point, it's a bit dangerous up the top, so I would be a bit careful. But other than this, you're pretty much done with the farm. You just put the lava in, and we're done. So I'm gonna do all this kelp, and then we can see what else we have to do, if anything. And then hopefully give the farm a bit of a test run. Okay, so once you've placed all your kelp in, all these should be bubble column, which take you all the way up to the top. So we just sit here, it'll take us to here, where we will eventually be going into here. I don't think we got enough momentum to go, but the slime should be able to go. Except this one, who seems stuck on something. I think he's just jumping around a bit too much. but that'll change once the lava's there, because then he can no longer do that. And at this point, you put the lava in. So just place it in every corner. That'll leave like a diamond shape in the middle. So at that point, just place a couple on either side like this. And then that should cover it all. And at this point, your farm is done. Besides spawn proofing, you still got to spawn proof a bunch. And it looks like there's some slimes getting stuck behind here, but they should push each other once a lot of them start coming through. And it looks like there's one block here that seems... Oh, I missed the fence gate. That's probably why. Yeah, don't miss the fence gate, because that would be bad. And I've broken another. Very, very fun. Alright, I'm gonna go down before I break these. Oh god, I've broken another! If you're doing this, take out the lava first. Definitely recommended. This is very not fun. Alright, but that should be better or not. I might have to temporarily place some blocks here. And here, I don't know. Just kind of play around with stuff until it eventually works, I guess. I might have to just not break that, please. Oh god, this is not going my way, but yeah, just make sure everything's good before placing the lava. If that's one thing you're going to learn from me, make sure everything's good before placing the lava. Alright, I'm removing this lava so I can fix everything, because this is just annoying. Alright, there we go. Everything's fixed, and now I can place the lava back in and be done with this. Something I would also recommend doing is placing a bit of a cover over this, just so you don't accidentally fall into lava somehow. Yeah, I'm just dumb, so I would probably do that. I'm not sure about you guys, if you trust yourself enough or not, but I would do that. It's up to you if you want to or not. But basically, the last thing to do now is to spawn proof, and that's probably gonna take one of the longest things. But yeah, you gotta spawn proof everywhere now. The way I'm going to do it for this tutorial, so I don't waste hours and hours of my life, is just copy and paste the entire farm. Well, first of all, copy the entire farm, break a 128 sphere around the AFK spot, and then paste back the farm. So that way I will be able to save many, many hours of my life. But for you, if you're in survival, well, I guess you gotta use those hours and just try and do the farm, I guess. It's a very long and annoying process, but it must be done. So yeah, just have fun with that, I guess, and I'm gonna use commands. Okay, so as you can see, I am no longer in the world that we're just in with the slime farm, because, well, I recorded the last clip, deleted the world, so I do no longer have the world, and the clip was bad. It was frozen. It was just a still image the whole time, and I could not have that. But basically, the farm is done. After you spawn proof, you can AFK to your heart's content and get as much slime as you want. But yeah, that is the end of the farm. And yeah, if you have any problems with it, be sure to let me know, and I will try and help you as soon as possible. But if everything goes good, be sure to let me know also. But I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. But until next time, later guys.